Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sideshow Theater Company. My name is Regina Victor. I am the artistic director, and my pronouns are they, them, and pharaoh. We are so pleased that you could join us for tonight's house party presentation of Once in a Blue Moon by Mallory Raven Ellen Backstrom. I'd like to kick off tonight's celebrations by acknowledging the land on which we stand. The land in Chicago is historically of the Council of Three Fires and Anishinaabe tribes. We know that anything short of returning the land is insufficient, but until then, we pledge to uphold and honor the legacy of the Native peoples who came here before us. So, what is a house party series? House Party is Sideshow's attempt to get back to the days where we would read a play with friends, maybe have a beer or a Sprite, kick back and talk about how the play had an impact on us. We used to have all kinds of gatherings like that as a company, as an ensemble, and this is our digital format of that, where we rehearse and record a play over 12 hours of rehearsal. 12 hours is all we have to make the magic that you see before you, but the magic is really in community. It's in sharing in this play with your friends and using our dress code to dress in something wicked, or my favorite, Afrofuturist solar punk fashion, if you know, you know, sipping on a witch's brew, and dancing the night away to Marta Jean, who will be DJing after the show. So this program is a new play program that pilots our Freshness program, our Freshness Initiative, which is 10 months of play development. And you will see that in July, on July 13th. Drive Into the End of the World by Preston Choi is our presentation then, and we cannot wait to see you. Last but not least, this is a pay what you can event. We want to make sure that theater is free to access for everybody, especially in these difficult times. So we ask that if you have the means, you donate to Sideshow Theater to keep new plays like this coming out of Chicago. Finally, I would love to now introduce our playwright, Mallory Raven Ellen Backstrom, who'll be joining us for a short interview. This is the part of the show where I have the pleasure of welcoming our illustrious playwright of Once in a Blue Moon, Mallory Raven Ellen Backstrom. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's so good to see you after working on this play and being able to sit in the magic that is this universe. And something that we've talked about a lot is that your mission, or your artistic oeuvre, as I love to call it, and brand is fairy tales for sun-kissed women. And it's sort of this multi-genre universe of storytelling that Blue Moon is a part of. And I just love if you could speak to that world that you've created.
I would love to, and thank you. I created the series Fairy Tales for Sun-Kissed Women right at the beginning of the pandemic, mostly because in my day-to-day life, I am a manifestation coach and I work with women on their mindfulness. I'm also an intuitive healer. And I realized that I was having a really hard time convincing specifically women of color that they were worthy of living happily ever after. And one of their main pushbacks, a universal pushback, was that, like, can you give me an example? Can you show me where someone has lived happily ever after? And throughout my life, I've always been an avid reader. My mother is an avid reader, and I remember going to bookstores and haunting the aisles, looking for something on the cover that looked like me, written by someone who looked like me. You know, what I mean? Like, I wanted a fairy tale. I didn't want an epic tragedy.
Yeah.
No, I wanted something that I could read and then afterwards feel empowered to go out and change my own mindset to choose to live happily ever after. Happily ever after is a mindset, not a final outcome. And so that's why I decided to start writing fairy tales for sun-kissed women. We were in a really desperate position as a unified group of consciousness, and I wanted to drop some light in the dark.
I love that. And I do think the best thing the experience I had that I loved listening to Emberly, the audiobook, was just feeling like it was actually a story that could happen to me, that I was living, and also getting a peek into how this world of the play and how the magic sort of lives in the real world. And those are my favorite stories, where it's all interlaced in our reality and the idea that we are magic. It's just beautiful. So thank you for that and for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
So Once in a Blue Moon at Sideshow. I would love to know one thing that you learned collaborating through this experience, or just a favorite highlight of your experience working on it here.
Then I loved the whole experience. I'm like trying to figure out or to narrow it down to one blessed moment is going to be hard because it's been so difficult to create during the pandemic. just having the opportunity to collaborate with other, especially with other melanated creators, um, such a dream. But I do have to say that a major highlight for me is working with Shariba Rivers. Like,
Always.
from the very first rehearsal, Shariba came in full costume with her props.
Incredible. Just my
Yes.
favorite. The new play queen, as I call her.
Like, what a gift Shariba is. And Shariba has actually been a part of every single reading. She has also voiced some of my audio books. I just felt so blessed to have her in the space because she always shows up 100, and it just reminds you about how effortless it can be to just embrace your own creative magic, to show up magic on purpose.
Yes. And I think actually it's fun because a tidbit that we had, and I think Shariba is the new play queen of my heart. I think all of Chicago's heart. I think the work that she does to empower young writers really encompasses what we do here at Sideshow, and is why I'm so excited to have her as a frequent collaborator. Yeah, one of my favorite things about this process was also collaborating with the actors, which I feel like I got to do in such an unconventional way. Getting to read as Belinda and be a part of this universe and sort of reignite those old muscles was something that was really exciting. And I really understand why people treasure the new play actors of Chicago so deeply, because the amount of things that they were able to offer and come in on the first day, like you mentioned, Shariba, and those props, was really magical to watch it from both perspectives. And I'm so excited that everyone's going to get to share in it with us tonight.
Yes, the fearlessness, because this is a scary script. And like,
Yeah.
no matter where you are in life, no matter how you are approaching this matter, it's a terrifying body of work. And the way that you so fearlessly embraced not only directing this body, but joining this body was just like, that was once in a blue moon. That was it.
Okay. No, we had a blast. And I think it is scary because it's true. I spoke about that a lot in this process where I felt like these characters and this experience and the pull of work to magic and creation is so where I'm at right now. And it was really a privilege to be able to dive into this story at this point in my life, at this point in my art. And I really hope our audience feels the same.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
And audience at home, we hope you enjoy your witch's brew. We hope you are wearing something wicked or Afrofuturist solar punk fashion. If you know, you know. We will see you after the show for a DJ set with Marta Jean, and there is a 10-minute intermission. Welcome to Sideshow. We are presenting Once in a Blue Moon by Mallory, Raven, Ellen Backstrom.
Once in a Blue Moon. Written by Mallory, Raven Ellen Backstrom. Time, present day. Place, Bleu's she shed, an outward expression of her soul, a creative temple uniquely manufactured to support a radically successful woman with a never-ending workday. The space is swelling with greenery, color, and all sorts of whimsical inspiration. Act 1, Scene 1. We find ourselves in a cozy craft space crammed with ornate quilts, bolts of fabric, reams of paper, a coven of body forms, and altars packed tight with hundreds of glass jars bursting with art supplies. There are a platoon of sewing machines, a loom, and a very old spinning wheel. A worn quilt hangs like a tapestry on the wall. As the audience finds their seats, Blue Moon scurries about her studio. The show hasn't even begun and she's already hard at work. She's comfortably dressed in one of her own designs. She looks wildly creative and incredibly fertile. Blue rubs her overripe belly absent-mindedly as she lays patterns, drapes fabric over body forms, and finishes pinning the hem on a Met Gala-worthy Afrofuturist ball gown. As the house lights fade, the sun begins to set, cascading its spectrum throughout the room. The symphony of birds chirping is replaced by the cricket's melody of day's end. A cowbell chimes once, twice, 3 times. Blue doesn't notice, engrossed in her art making. Bayonne Duvalier enters barefooted with a basket on his arm and a fistful of herbs he's pulled during his walk through the fecund garden. He kisses Blue's bulbous stomach and then her lips. Bayonne clears glitter and a bolt of hand-painted fabric from an impressive draft table. He unburdens his basket, setting out their meal.
Hello, beautiful. Thought I'd bring dinner to you again.
How sweet are you? You didn't have to do that.
It seems like the only way I get to see you these days.
Well, I would have come up to the big house. Why didn't you ring the cowbell?
I rang and rang and rang it, sweets. Starting to think you ignored me on purpose.
I never.
Well, you could have fooled me. I don't mind trying out here, but I am concerned that you're stressing yourself. Working before dawn till long past midnight. Feels like I hardly get to hold on to you anymore. And the doc says you're supposed to take it easy, Cher. You remember to take your folic acid today?
Mm-hmm.
How about that iron pill? I know you hate that it turns your doogie dog, but I read this article that suggests, hello, are you listening to me?
Uh-huh.
What did I say then? Come on now.
You know I don't like this game.
I can imagine why would you always losing at it?
You wanted to know if I took my prenatals. I did. Then you accused me of not of working too much and ignoring you. I'm not. You also talked about some article regarding the iron supplements, but you didn't
Mm.
elaborate. Aha! See? Women invented the art of multitasking. I'm not ignoring you.
Well, what do you call it? Because it sure ain't paying attention.
I've got a lot to do. It's my first Met Ball gown.
It's our first baby, too.
So,
What you mean, so?
honey, I've got the rest of my life to love on this baby, but I only got 2 more weeks with this dress.
And you think it's wise to labor like this all the way up till you do?
Only if you want lights, running water, and a roof over our heads. Bye on, baby. You act like I'm out here breaking my back. There's plenty of women giving birth in the rice fields, tobacco fields, strawberry fields, sugarcane fields.
Look here. Why does everybody got to be in the fields for you to get your point across?
Hmm. Just saying we got it pretty good, and I intend to keep it that way.
Mm-hmm. Starting to think your mama right.
How damn dare you?
You're pushing yourself too hard.
Why are you so dramatic? I'm the one with the raging hormones, bulging bladder, and sore tits.
Stop trying to distract me.
I'm not.
You are. Stop it. I'm trying to be cross with you.
But they really hurt. They're so juicy right now.
Are you toughening up your nipples like I told you to?
What in the hot hell?
You're supposed to take a washcloth and chafe your nipples, just like.
I am not doing that. Mm-mm.
You might regret that when you start breastfeeding.
Why can't I just pump?
Skin to skin contact is good for babies.
She can lay on my naked chest as she gets it from the bottle.
What you got against doing things the natural way?
Stop looking at me cross-eyed just because I'm not wooed by the idea of having something latched to my titties all day. Babies are blood-sucking, blood-thirsty leeches.
Come on, Cher.
I know a woman whose baby got quite I know a woman whose baby quite literally sucked on her till she bled.
Well, how old was the child? Because you can always stop before our teeth grows teeth.
Mm-mm. Another girlfriend of mine said she had to stop breastfeeding her child.
She like it too much.
How'd you know?
Nothing to be ashamed of. It's an erogenous zone.
What if it hurts too much and I can't take it? Opal says she buried her face in her husband's neck and just cried.
Tears of joy.
Said it was pure agony.
You should stop talking to these women. Any of them get help from a lactation specialist? If it's hurting, it ain't working. Good thing I already interviewed 3.
What if she won't take it from me? Some babies prefer the bottle.
You'll be fine. You excel at everything you do. I don't think this will be much different. Besides, I read that the baby's suction forces the cervix to contract, causing a euphoric release of all these
Look,
different.
if you think it's so damn wonderful, then you do it.
I would if I could. Sweets, there ain't nothing wrong with the rubber nipple. How about we jump that fist when we get to it? I just don't want y'all here working until you're about to collapse.
Ugh, wish you would stop treating me like porcelain.
You think you're not breakable? I'm not trying to bicker, honey.
Nobody's squabbling with you.
I just want you and the baby to be safe.
I am. We are. I hear you, okay? Promise.
You do?
I said I did.
Then why you still working when I'm standing here trying to talk to you?
I need to finish this one
Blue,
little.
put it down. Please. I don't like having to beg you.
Fine.
Thank you kindly.
The extreme quiet is punctuated by the sound of scraping forks as they start their meal, the steady ding of Blue's computer, and the sing of her cell phone.
Painted the baby's room today. You never told me what color you like best, so I went with poo yellow. Like the fat bear, not the bowel movement.
Blue's computer dings.
Almost finished with that mural on the ceiling. I'll put the changing table together before I go to bed tonight. Oh, that bourgeois double rocking chair with the bassinet that you wanted came in. Heard from my editor. Told I wasn't ready to start anything new. I want to focus on being home with you and the baby for a while. Well, this is nice. Mad at me now?
You said my mother was right.
I didn't mean that.
Promise.
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Don't say that.
Stick a needle in my eye.
Bayonne, I'm not kidding.
Come on, Shell. You never sang that when you was a child?
Not unless I was sticking a pin in a poppet.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Or what about Ring Around the Roses?
Don't know it.
Yeah, you do. It's Ring Around the Roses, pocket full of posies.
That's enough.
Ashes,
Hush now.
ashes, we all fall.
Utter one more word and I swear I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm. I thought you didn't know it. Liar, liar. This more your mama's mumbo jumbo? Well, go on. Tell the truth.
You think that stuff is a bunch of hooey.
Indeed, I do it.
Then why do I have to tell you?
Because I still want to know.
I'm tired.
You're always sleeping when you don't want to tell me the truth.
What was that what you were saying about the nursery?
Ring around the roses.
No, I'm serious.
Pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall.
Stop it.
The lights flicker ominously, and in the distance, the ravens begin to cry out, danger.
Tell me why I got her.
Blue hesitates. He parts his lips and starts the chant again, and she clasps her hands over his mouth.
It's just bad juju, okay? Ew, are you tonguing my palm?
Sweet and salty like I like it. Is it some kind of spell or what?
Supposedly, it's a curse. Mama says, I hate starting a sentence with Mama says.
Quit dwaddling, storyteller. Who cursed who and what for?
Old wives said it was cast by a grieving widow when her only son was wrongfully imprisoned and forced to suffer an unimaginably dark end. Enraged, she swept a pestilence across the city in a carefully crafted curse hidden within the seemingly harmless nursery rhyme. And every man, woman, and child that uttered those words died a black death.
To think the bubonic plague was caused by one heartsick woman.
Not just any woman, a grand high witch.
Well, I'm sure the rats will be relieved. They got a bad rap for that one. For future reference, are there any jingles that are safe to sing around the baby?
Maybe we should make up some new ones for her, just in case.
Why are you so convinced it's a gal?
I thought you said you wanted a daddy's girl.
Oh, I do. Give me that sugar. But I want to know why you're so certain that you won't even let us take a peek at the gender.
Well, why waste the money? Women in my family only have one female child,
Says who? Your mama?
and grand.
You moon women with your ceaseless superstitions.
You'll see.
Maybe one little gal is plenty for now, but what if we want more down the line?
We won't.
How can you say that for sure?
Well, I didn't even want this one.
Say what?
I mean, not right now.
You don't want this child.
That's not what I meant.
It's what I heard, though.
Timing could have been better, that's all. I'm excited about the baby.
Bring on that butt.
But in an ideal world, I would have accomplished a lot more at first.
Like what?
Stuff. Who knows what doors this gown is going to open up?
What about that whole life of possibility inside of you? What about them doors for our family?
Honey, sugar, darling.
Keep your sweet talk and speak straight.
I want to have this baby. I'm happy about it, okay?
But
Having a baby doesn't mean I don't still get to have all my own goals and ambitions.
my God, your mama is right.
Just for that, you can give me my kiss and get out.
Your priorities are twisted, Cher.
Actually, everything is ordered exactly the way I want it. You just don't get to come first all the time. And you better get used to that.
Look at here, Big Britches. I'm not asking to occupy the tip of your list, but your health should.
Who are you to tell me what my priority should be?
Just the father of your child.
Is that all?
Why am I the only one thinking about what's best for the baby? Your work is important, but it ain't everything.
Well, maybe not to you it isn't, but I'm the one paying all of our bills.
You asked me if I wanted to take time off to be home with the baby.
Because it was clearly what you wanted, not because it was sexy.
I thought you didn't want to quarrel tonight.
I don't.
Then how about we steer away from fighting words? You want me to sell another book? I will. I just want to have some balance, sweets. That's all.
He reaches into his basket and hands her an icy cold cabbage. Bayonne removes 2 large leaves. He carefully wipes them clean and removes the stems.
What's this for?
Your breast. Said they was hurting you. Wrap these around.
Bayan, you can't be cross with me. I'm pregnant. I don't mean half the shit I say.
Sure you don't. I'll see you if you ever come to bed.
I. Okay, babe.
And for the record, when it was me paying all the bills to support your dreams, I ain't ever throw it back in your face. But here, Sheriff.
Bayonne takes out his cell phone and sends her an electronic transfer. Blue's phone dings. She looks at the screen. It's no paltry sum.
You didn't have to wire me money.
Why not? I want to be sexy.
Bayonne exits. Blue hesitates. Her heart wants to follow him, but her hands fly back to work. Scene 2. Blue toils away the day. The moon rises a reddish-orange waxing gibbous, already too ripe for the sky. A magical wind sweeps through her studio, making the chimes chuckle, pushing open the doors and knocking over the old cedarwood broom. After a moment, plump with mystical suspense, blithe moon rolls in with the mist. She carries a patch quilt satchel over her shoulder.
Company's coming.
Hello, my baby.
Mommy, I wasn't expecting you.
Yes, you were. The broom
Mm.
fell. Poor thing is almost empty. When was the last time you charged it?
Blythe swipes the broom up off the floor. The lights shift and the space around Blythe starts to glow. The broom pulsates like a beating heart in her hands. Blue snatches the broom from her and places it at a safe distance, looking anxiously out the windows to make sure that no one was watching.
No, Mommy, no.
It's bad juju to take a broom from a witch. Only one way to reverse it.
Blythe spreads her arms and the women share a happy embrace that's long, warm, and full of kisses.
Merry met. I missed my baby. Let me see you. Let me see you. Oh my. Aren't you lovely as ever?
Distracted by an abnormality in her aura, Blythe energetically scans her daughter. Slipping on a pair of rose quartz glasses, she spies something that concerns her and places her palms against Blue's bulbous stomach. The baby is tickled within her belly.
Think she's gonna be a dancer? Heaven knows she'll have to be some sort of artist. I wouldn't know what to do with an athlete. What?
Nothing, my love. Everything is the way it's meant to be.
Dr. Chandler says we're perfect. Right on track.
You've got adrenal fatigue. There's a tear in your biofield.
Oh, not this nonsense. Don't tell me.
Your triple warmer is overloaded. Your heart chakra is blocked and your sacral is all mangled up.
I said not to tell me.
And that's weird. There's a shadow in your aura. Maybe it's ancestral.
That's enough of that.
And you're mad at your man, friend. Don't need enchanted spectacles to see that. What have y'all been fussing about that's got you in this tizzy?
It was a tiny tiff.
Your time and money seem like big stuff to me. But what's the actual problem?
Why bother asking if you already know?
Why bother lying when you know that I know that you know that I always know?
Bayan wants me to take it easy.
Then why don't you?
One of us has to work, Mommy.
We both know money is no issue. So why are you making it one? If it bothers you that his focus is on making a family, then leave him and get a new beau.
Cut and run, just like that.
Why not?
We're having a baby together.
So?
So?
Yes, so? Isn't that what you told him? I always know.
Why is it terrible that I'm passionate about my art?
You are supposed to have a whole life. Your business is just one ingredient, but it isn't the pie. You got to add romance, family, friendship, travel, culture, and maybe a little magic to spice it up. Blue, do you know what your wealth is? Because for Bion, it's in building a home. His moon is in Cancer and his sun is in Leo. Poor boy can't help himself.
When I'm not making something, I fall out of love with myself.
You are creating something, and what you are manifesting takes a lot of power, so you best rest up.
I will once this is done.
Blue presents her gown, shining with pride. Blythe admires her daughter's creation, purring like a cat.
Ooh. Oh, this is fabulous.
You really think so?
Undoubtedly one of your best works. What spell did you use?
Hard work, mommy.
How's it go? Don't believe I know that one.
I know you don't, but I love you anyway.
You mean to tell me you made this by hand?
Yep.
Why?
So when people admire my work, I know it's me they like, that it's real,
Not more of this shit.
and they aren't just seduced by illusion.
What we are capable of is far from smoke and mirrors. Besides, I can't be held responsible for what some simple folk fall for. It's not my fault. I'm so irresistible. Well, all witches are. Magic is in the pheromones. That's why the non-magical bitches are out here trying to see us swing. We smell too
To
good.
be true. I want a normal.
Oh, silence! Even the sound of the word bores me to witch water.
I spy no tears in your eyes.
How mundane of you to rely only on your eyes to see.
Does Brian know you're here?
Of course. You told me to stop using my abilities to open locked doors, so I had to knock like a human being.
You didn't have to. You could have rung the cowbell.
I'm glad to see you've still got a sense of humor. Care if I use your machine?
Don't think I have any beans.
I brought my own, of course.
It's kind of late for coffee, mommy. I don't mind as long as you don't use magic.
Must you step on my shine?
You can be as shiny as you want to be at your house.
Blythe grumbles as she glides over to the coffee machine. She reveals a package of herbs hidden within her afro and loads her own concoction into the brewer. She searches the counters.
Why can't you just let me be? What is that I hear? Whispers of the future.
Echoes of the past. The sugar is in the cabinet.
You read my mind. You're psychic.
Just know you like it sweet.
Small magic is still magic.
I'm glad to see you, but I don't intend to go around in circles with you about this.
Nothing's changed then.
Plenty has. However, my position on magic remains the same. I don't want it.
Why?
We've already had this conversation.
Yes, but we thought that the happenings would shift your perspective.
Who's we?
Your grandmother and I.
Why are you talking to her about me?
She's my mother.
Yeah, but I haven't seen her since before I graduated from college.
She's an extremely busy and important being.
And she's still pissed that I refused to study alchemy and the ancient arts of her beloved mystery school.
You still ended up studying witchcraft.
I did no such thing.
Fashion is another expression of womb magic.
There's no magic in my craft.
What killed Hercules?
Poison.
A grand high witch with a badass taste in tunics. Anyway, tell me about your happenings. I want to hear every detail.
Happenings?
Surely you've noticed the manifestations. A witch is at her most powerful when she's pregnant. All kinds of new abilities develop. My feet never touch the floor because you gave me the power to levitate. Worrying about my weak ankles. You were always such a thoughtful soul.
There's been nothing like that.
Nothing? No telepathy? Telekinesis? Teleportation?
I'm spitting a lot.
What about your dreams? She's sending you messages.
I don't have dreams anymore. None I can remember. Just blessed blackness.
No, that's not right. Witches dream in color. Surely other miraculous things have.
I stopped having to projectile vomit throughout the day. That was a miracle.
Witches don't get morning sickness.
Maybe you would if you didn't magic every little thing away.
Why suffer?
It's a necessary part of life.
Bleu crosses herself.
I rebuke that belief spell. What other strange symptoms do you have?
The normal ones, mommy. Tender breasts, swollen ankles, frequent urination, back pain, hair shedding, fatigue.
That is horrible.
It's
My
pregnancy.
poor baby.
It's pregnancy. It's like this for everybody.
The sex must be mind-blowing at least.
Come again.
Pun intended. Are you getting creative with your positions? Need suggestions?
I'm not letting that man anywhere near me. I'm the size of a small hippo.
More cushion for the pushing.
Oh,
Do not deny yourself. I've never had more ecstatic series of orgasms.
Ugh.
That is until the day you were born. Best gift you've ever given me.
That's nasty.
And you better enjoy it, because it's never going to be quite that splendid again.
Don't make me ask you to leave. You just got here.
I've been put out of finer places than this, Missy.
Like where?
Stonehenge.
You would.
There are people there who think it's only open until 7 and that you require a ticket. Isn't that crazy?
Absolutely, you are.
Our ancestors were the ones that watched the celestial beings build the thing. And I'm supposed to pay you to visit my own herstory? So, no magic for baby?
None. Zip. Zero. Nada.
My heart is breaking for you.
It shouldn't. I'm perfectly happy.
No, you aren't.
How are you going to tell me? I have everything I've ever wanted.
You'll never be full until you're whole.
The ravens caw louder and louder. Something's coming.
And if this is everything, your dreams are too small. Want a cup?
Not supposed to have coffee?
Says who?
Doctors, scientists, and Bion.
Speaking of your mortal, he seems
disappointing.
Bellamy Moon enters as the chorus of ravens swells to a crescendo. She carries an ornate cane, but her swagger doesn't require its aid.
Grand, what are you doing here?
I beg your pardon.
Pay your grandmother the respect she's due.
We aren't at court.
Do you need me to ask you again? You're never too old to get spanked.
Mary met and blessed be the grand high witch hath come to me. I can't curtsy, Grand. I'm pregnant.
I've noticed you're ginormous.
Mary met and blessed be the grand high witch hath come to me.
Blythe sweeps into a graceful curtsy. Bellamy kisses Blythe's third eye. A subtle, sacred energy passes between them. The lights dance, and Blythe rises rejuvenated.
Blessed be my baby.
They embrace warmly, but Bleu circles her grandmother like she's caged in with a rabid lion. Even from a distance, Bellamy appraises her grandchild like the seasoned midwife she is.
You are carrying awful low.
I was worried you might say that.
Doctor says we're good. We've got 2 more weeks to go.
It won't be nearly that long. Should slide any day now. When was your hand fasting?
Bion and I aren't married.
Oh, that's pleasant news.
Bellamy wanders around, acquainting herself with the space. She notices a large quilt hung like a tapestry on the wall.
My great-grandmother's quilt.
Yes, I love it.
You gave it to her?
It made her feel safe when she left home for the first time.
Have you any idea how much power it contains?
Yes, that's why I thought she should keep it close.
Why weren't we invited to the baby shower?
I haven't had one. No time.
No excuse. We can always make more.
I only get 24 hours a day.
How's that? When witches are on a 33-hour circadian rhythm.
Guess I'm not a witch.
Don't say that.
Besides, it's easier to lose track of time. I have a lot on my plate. My design is going to be featured on the cover of Vogue.
What does that have to do with your baby shower?
I'm waiting until after the baby is born.
That's such bad juju.
It's really not, Mommy.
It is, though, baby. Have you chosen a name for her soul in this incarnation?
We've got a few thoughts.
You mean to tell me that you don't know by now?
We're waiting to meet her.
That is bad juju.
She knows that. She just doesn't give a damn.
You got that right.
Isn't it painful carrying around so much disdain for who you are?
Only around you. So, Gran, now that you're finally appeared, what can I do to convince you to leave?
Give me your firstborn child.
Who needs a drink?
Blythe scurries out of the eye of their storm and fills 3 cups with brew.
I spend so much time on the toilet as is. Coffee's the last thing I need.
This isn't coffee.
What is it then?
Tea.
What kind of tea?
Good tea.
What kind of good tea?
Real good tea.
I said no magic.
I didn't know you were serious.
As a heart attack?
Careful what you say when you're this full of life, child.
Haven't been a child for a while, Grand.
There's not even that much magic in it.
What is that? Mugwort?
Never.
Toadstool?
It's out of season.
Clearly, herbalism is still not your forte. Shame you abandoned your opportunity to receive a perfect education.
Spider's web.
A dash of spider silk will go a long way in a binding spell.
I'm not drinking this.
But there isn't any in there.
Bellamy downs the contents of her cup. She experiences a delightful shiver of pleasure. The lights flicker and a wild breeze blows through the room.
That's real good witch's brew, baby.
Wasn't that boiling hot?
Nothing can burn a grand high witch.
You said there wasn't that much magic in it.
That was nothing.
Bayonne enters, surprising Bleu. He has a tray laden with beverages and treats.
You beat me to refreshments.
Honey!
Starter you.
You have no idea. I better take another shot of that, Blythe.
Got something good? I'll have what she's had.
Ooh.
No! Let's have some of your stuff. What's this? Sparkling water?
No, lemonade. Got some sugar on here, but I brought you some crackers and candied ginger in case your tummy's feeling queasy. Would you lovely ladies like a warm cookie? It's an old family recipe from
What's his name?
Bayonne, ma'am.
Ah, yes. Bayonne. You are a kind of man that's hard to sell and easy to forget.
We's barely acquainted, Grand Share. I know what'll help you remember me. Have a cookie.
Have a sip.
What kind of poison is it?
It's my specialty.
You don't want that. The leaves have been steeping too long. The brew's bitter.
It is not.
Blythe sips from her cup, shivers and sighs. The lights sparkle around her.
Sure, I'll try a little bit.
Blue knocks the glass out of his grip.
What done got into you?
I saw a fly in it.
Oh, here, Byron.
Bellamy picks up the cup and hands it to him.
That's funny. None spilled.
Of course not. But I suppose it has gone cold.
Bellamy extends one perfectly manicured finger and touches his cool cup. The contents become so hot it toasts his fingertips through the china.
Blow. Bottoms up, dear.
Don't.
You're right, Sweets. It was a bit strong. From the way I was skirming in your seats, I was half expecting some decent whiskey.
Nothing special about this one.
Ouch, Big Mama.
Oh, no one calls me that and lives.
No disrespect. That was what
Are you okay? Mommy, what did you put in this?
Herbs. It's just tea.
Gran, stop it right now.
Child, please. If I wanted to choke him, he'd be dead.
His coughs become more productive, and gagging, Bayonne pulls a long white hair out of his mouth. Blythe snatches it out of his hand. After her examinations, she folds it in a kerchief and tucks it into one of her many hidden mojo bags.
There are 9 knots in it.
Sucker almost got me. Ooh, what was that?
Probably a whisker.
We ain't got no cats.
How peculiar.
Mommy. Baby, do you need some water?
No, I'm good. Sorry about that.
Let me get you some lemonade.
So, what brings you ladies on by?
My child lives here. Do I need more reason than that?
Of course you don't. Just haven't seen you for a while, and I wanted to know if...
Blue, it's almost your 33rd birthday.
Didn't think you'd recall.
There's nothing wrong with my mind.
You and the baby could share a birthday. How divine that timing be. How divine would that timing be? Tell me, my love, have you had any food cravings?
Not really.
There's been a lot of pancakes with peanut butter.
That's just comfort food. She's been eating that since she was a little girl. I want to know what the baby is hungry for. When I was full with you, all I wanted were jalapeno peppers and pickle juice.
Explains why you're so spicy.
All Blythe wanted was haggis.
I do love a good sheep stomach.
What the mother desires communicates a lot about the baby's past life.
We don't believe in reincarnation.
Do you speak for Blue now?
Not in the way you imply, but we've talked about it enough. I think I know how she feels.
How can you stand to lie and say that reincarnation isn't so when you can recall 5 of your past lives?
That's not real, Mommy.
When you were 3, you told me that you had a family in Regency era England, but you got bored and ran away with the milkman.
The shit that kids come up with.
You'd never seen a milkman. You didn't have books with milkman in them. You were still being breastfed. We didn't have any other milk in the house, let alone men bringing it.
Why isn't it enough that we're blessed with this one life to lead as best we can? Reincarnation is nothing but the ego's need to avoid dealing with the inevitable of death by imagining that we are infinite.
Do you subscribe to Einstein's theory of relativity?
I do.
Then you agree that energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
It moves into and out of form. Yeah, so
Aren't you energy?
my body will break down in my coffin and eventually seed the earth.
Where will your soul go?
My soul, share.
The energy that motivates your bones, schedules all your organ systems, and moves your mind.
It'll be gone. Poof. The end.
So, you don't believe in relativity after all.
I just don't need to self-soothe an irrational fear of death by imagining I get a do-over or time out in some enchanted Elysium. I think the miracle is that we get this one life. Blue and I agree. There's no use coddling our humanity or infantilizing our egos with fantasy.
Oh, you bore me. You are dismissed.
Grand.
Wow. I've never been dismissed from my own home before.
There's a first time for everything.
Who do you think you are?
I know who I am. Do you? Do you know who I am?
Thunder and lightning blast the sky like splitting a coconut, and we spy the white meat of heaven. The ravens caw hysterically.
You don't, do you?
You're Blue's grand.
Her grand. Is that all women are to you? Someone's mother?
Not at all.
You didn't tell him, my love.
Tell me what?
Blue Bell. If you wanted a pet, you should have gotten a dog. At least they're obedient.
I've been trying to convince her to get a familiar.
She still doesn't have one?
We have been nothing but nice to you.
Nice. Nice is the very least of what a woman deserves.
Don't you want your granddaughter to be with a nice guy?
Strangers should be nice to each other. I want her partner to be her equal. You are not.
I'll be damned.
Oh, if you insist.
You're not going to come into our house and disrespect us.
Technically, it's her house. She paid for it, and it's lovely that she allows you to live here.
And while we appreciate your hospitality,
Yes, you've been very nice.
maybe you'd better give us women a moment alone. Please. Now.
Blue, you ain't got nothing to say?
We need the room. Please, baby.
You joking?
Just let me handle it.
No, I'm staying with you.
No, Baron, you aren't. Since that impermanent male ego of yours is so very fragile, let me help you out.
Bellamy bangs her cane on the floor. Bayonne freezes under her trance. He turns and starts to leave the room.
I don't allow the use of magic in my house.
Too bad.
I haven't been here 5 minutes and you're already meddling in my life.
Bellamy snaps her fingers. Bayonne stops in his tracks and turns to face them.
Meddling? Little girl, you haven't seen me meddle yet.
She starts to raise her cane, but Blythe stills her with a calming hand upon her arm.
Enough. I know this is how you keep each other young, but it's getting old.
Bellamy brings down her cane gently. Enchanted, Bayonne returns to the table, fills her glass with lemonade, and begins to clear the rest of the refreshments.
Do what you came to do, Blythe. I wash my hands of her.
Finally.
You don't mean that.
Oh, but I do. I don't need your blessing.
That's so.
You think I don't know why you're here? I haven't heard a peep from you for over a decade, and then you roll through like winter and expect my leaves to fall for you. You don't know me and you don't care about the woman I've become. You want what my body could give you, and you can't have it. You will never get your hands on my child.
Want to bet?
She'll never even know your name, let alone be your heir. I rebuke every drop of your blood in my body.
You have got to be more careful.
If she removes her blessing, you'll lose your powers.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't want them.
I thought you were going through a phase.
For my whole life, mommy?
You were a joyfully magical child.
No, I was a prisoner in a scary world where I never felt I belonged. I'd go to sleep at night and felt a noose tightening around my neck. I literally smell my flesh burning.
That's probably another past life memory. We could have helped you if...
I don't want your help.
Do shut up. The only power you got is to give me a headache. You always were a whiny, mewling, ungrateful ass child.
And you were a stuck-up bitch.
Call me that again, and I will take your tongue, wrap it around your throat, and squeeze.
Do one better. Take your blessing back.
Do you understand what you're surrendering?
I don't need magic to be spectacular.
Bellamy bangs her cane on the ground again, and Bleu freezes. Her breath catches in her chest, and she rises up on her tippy toes. She's being slowly stripped of life force.
No, Mother, she didn't mean it.
You don't need magic? What about creativity, magnetism, inspiration? How about love? You think they aren't all one and the same?
Mother, please. At least wait until after she delivers.
You think you'd have had the wherewithal to manifest any of this without my light in your veins, without the drum of my mother's resilience, or the salt sea of her grandmother's genius? Our magic is the legacy of their souls. It alone is why we have survived, our reason for being, despite the foot of the world on our backs. Our magic is as essential as the air we breathe. I didn't come here to take anything from you, Bluebell. I came to give you life. Yours is the first generation in an era of man in which we are truly free to create from the seed of magic as Black women. And if you have no appreciation for the sacrifices that were made so that you could inherit the earth, then you don't deserve to have it.
If you do this, you'll drain the baby's life force as well.
What difference does it make? If the future is in her hands, then the dawn is dark indeed.
Good thing we get a new one tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that, and if we're lucky, the day after.
How can you still have faith in her?
I'm her mother. As you are mine.
What about the curse?
I'll talk to her.
It won't help.
I still have to try.
Very well. I'll take my leave.
Thank you.
The circle is open but unbroken.
The circle is open but unbroken. All hail and farewell.
Bellamy releases Bleu from her spell. Bleu is deeply shaken. A dangerous storm is brewing. Bellamy snaps her fingers. Entranced, Bayonne walks over to her and bows stoically. He offers Bellamy his arm, and she takes it.
Don't you dare.
Or what?
Or I'll
wish you would. Unless you want me to use that broom to fly on out of here, I need someone to walk me to my car. I'm not going to risk a hip so you can pretend to be normal.
Will he remember everything?
Are you joking?
Why haven't you told him the truth?
I did. He didn't believe me.
Then you haven't shown him what you're capable of.
You think it's best to keep him ignorant? Especially now that you're building a life together?
He knows what I want him to know. That's enough.
No one can love you if they don't know who you are.
He can't possibly love her. She doesn't love herself. The winds are changing. This will end poorly.
I don't care what you think.
That won't save you.
Weren't you on your way out?
Do what you can to get this fool to listen before it's too late.
Bellamy opens her mouth, and Bayonne, enchanted, feeds her a bite of sugar cookie.
That is a good cookie.
Bellamy and Bayonne exit.
Why did you bring her here?
She's the Grand High Witch! She brought herself! You're nearing your due date and your 33rd birthday is in a few days. We missed you. And we wanted to see you.
Why didn't you use your scrying mirror? I know you watch me. I can feel your gaze burning holes in my neck.
It's not the same. Besides, we had to come. You've pushed us away for long enough.
I have not.
What do you call the way you just ushered the most famous witch in 2 centuries out into the wind?
What was I supposed to do when I know she came to get my baby?
Don't be stupid. Your grandmother would never take your child from you. She didn't come here for that. She came here to help you. You need to be properly prepared.
For motherhood?
Our loving you backwards and forwards on through eternity has readied your soul for that. You're going to be a fantastic mommy. But the super blue blood moon is realigning your stars.
I knew it had to be more of this shit.
It's rising at the exact same degree it was in on the day of your birth. Venus, Saturn, and Mercury are in retrograde. That's most unfavorable. And with the baby due any moment now.
In 2 weeks.
You have to guard yourself against the curse.
I really don't have time for this. I need to get back to work.
Is there some trauma you need to unload on me?
No.
Then what's this shit about your life being a scary prison? I thought you had a great childhood.
Yeah. Spent dancing butt naked under the full moon with my face painted in lamb's blood.
We had a stellar time.
Not at 3 a.m. on a school night.
That's the witching hour.
That's not what I want for my child.
What do you want, Blue?
Structure. Routine. Bed at 7:30 every night. Regular dinner times and baths. Shoes and not bare feet. Mathematics and not astrology. Western medicine, science, chemistry, not potions, elixirs, or damn crystals, or most importantly, no spells.
Sounds like you don't want us in your life at all. You used to like crystals. You certainly love diamonds.
I do want you, but just like a normal grandmother on major holidays and birthdays, not the solstice or the equinox.
How about Soin or Mabon?
There will be no Halloween.
She's not going to be given a choice in the matter. After all, you were.
She'll be a baby for a while.
Not as long as you'd like.
We'll leap that fence when we get there. You're making me tired.
You worship patriarchal deities now too? I don't suppose you'll want this, but I made something for the baby.
Deflated, Blythe hands Blue a parcel from her satchel. Blue unfolds a beautifully crocheted baby blanket, but it's only half finished.
It's lovely.
Glad you're pleased with something today.
Don't be like that.
It's a blessing blanket. I worked very hard on it by hand.
Thank you, Mommy. But is it supposed to be this short? Where's the fringe on this side? Is this done?
Grand was supposed to do the other half, but and with the super blue blood moon approaching, I thought it best you have whatever I can give you.
Oh, well, thanks for the unfinished gift.
You're welcome.
Mm.
Our baby really doesn't have a name.
My baby? People wait to have baby showers and settle on names all the time.
Damn it, you aren't people. Like it or not, you are a witch, and so is this child. These rituals are important. There's a reason you have to call an old soul by its name into being. The baby's spirit needs...
Mommy, I hate to see you go, but I've got a lot of work to do before this is ready. I have a fitting day after tomorrow.
We need to talk. It's important.
We've been talking, Mommy. We've been talking, Mommy. But my designs need to be scanned and sent to the manufacturers. I have a metric ton of emails to plow my way through, and I'm terribly behind on order fulfillment.
I'm trying to tell you about the curse.
I know we can only have one girl.
That's only part of it.
Well, ignorance will have to spare me from the rest.
It won't. Gran said you are carrying low.
Mommy, I can't do this right now. Can we have a phone date soon?
I can't give you something you won't take. I love you forever, Bluebell Moon. The circle is open, but unbroken.
I love you too, Mommy. Kiss, kiss.
Blythe wraps her arms around Blue. Blue squirms like a worried puppy, anxious to see her screen. Blythe catches hold and kisses her forehead.
Blessed be. Hail and farewell.
Mommy, that string that Bayonne choked up, what was it?
Our family's last unicorn hair. It was meant for you and the baby. For protection.
Some old lady hair is more like it. Unicorns don't exist?
Not anymore.
We're safe. Stop worrying so much.
I'm your mother. I will worry about you every day for the rest of my life. Welcome to the club.
Blythe exits, and Blue hunkers down to her tasks. The ravens holler as the thunder picks up its hammer and smashes the sky. Scene 3. As Blue labors away, the weather turns dangerous outside. A maelstrom of hail and wet wind screams. We hear the trees snapping in twain, and the doors of the she-shed fly open, letting in the torrential rain. Blue tries to shut the portal, but the breeze is stronger than she is. Water rushes in, threatening her creations. Giving up on getting the doors closed, Blue struggles to drag away the sodden bolts of fabric and the exquisite ball gown. As she heaves the dress to safety, she experiences a sharp pain in her womb and cries out. Bayonne rushes in, torn from his bed with fear, soaking wet and barefoot. They holler over the howling wind.
Blue! Blue!
Here!
Are you okay?
Get the door. Close the door.
A rush of wind and water almost sweeps him off his feet. Blue shields the gown with her body. Bayonne lugs the door shut and manages to lock them. The glass walls moan and rattle in their frame.
Thought you right out the storm in a glass house? What kind of fool are you?
Don't you scream at me.
You scared the shit out of me, woman. Let me see. Are you safe? Is the baby safe?
I'm okay. We're okay.
Bayonne notices the rearrangement of fabrics.
Tell me you didn't haul these things over here.
They were getting wet. I had to.
You sure you feel fine? I heard you scream.
I had one stab of pain, but it's long gone now. I'm good. See? No blood.
She reaches into her panties. Her hand returns smeared with red fluid. Bleu starts shaking.
I got you, Sweets. I got both of you.
Sweeping her up into his arms, Bayonne sprints through the weeping rain. With his hands full, he can't manage to shut the door. While they are away, the tempest has its way. Scene 4. Bleu waddles in lifelessly, emotionally hollowed out. Her studio is a wet wreck, full of debris from the storm, the chaos and external expression of her shattered spirit. Her exquisite gown lies in a puddle. It's filthy. Bayonne enters behind her, haunted by her demeanor, like she's the ghost he has to cross over. The silence is extreme. Bleu hasn't spoken since they left the hospital. He notices all of her ruined work and tries his best to straighten things up.
I'll call the cleaning company. We'll find the best professionals in town. I know we can save it. We gotta try, Cher. I don't want you to lose anything else today. Hungry? How about a bath? You need to rest.
I can't.
That's the problem.
I heard that.
Sorry. Didn't know witches had supersonic hearing, too. There she is. Turn the lights back on.
I I thought that maybe Gran would have.
What? Erase my memory? I considered playing dumb, but I can't bring myself to lie to you. Not today. Nobody can love you if they don't know you.
So what? Are you going to leave me now?
Not today. Not tomorrow either. Not as long as there's breath in my body. But that don't mean you in the clear. You should have told me about your people.
I did. You just didn't.
You could have made me believe it.
Not without using witchcraft. And I don't anymore. I haven't since I was a teenager.
But you could if you wanted to, right? You could snap your fingers right now and wiggle your ears and make what?
Why do you want to know? What are you scared of? What are you scared of me now?
Don't want to be, but your grandshare is terrifying.
She is.
And I'd be a fool not to ask. Why don't you practice? Why'd you stop?
Too much power will rot your soul. I didn't like it.
That's it?
I used to get these terrible nightmares, awful blood curdling. I dreamt I was hung by the neck and lit on fire.
God damn.
But I stopped having that dream when I quit practicing. Stopped having dreams, period. Figured it meant something.
Can magic fix this?
No, no,
You don't sound so sure.
I am.
Don't be mad, but I gotta ask. Do you think they had anything to do with this? It ain't odd that those two biddies turned up on our stoop on the same day we lost our baby.
They had nothing to do with this.
They didn't seem too pleased that we're together.
To them, our relationship is very unconventional.
'Cause I ain't got magic.
Yes, and you're older.
What's my age matter?
In the rare cases that witches settle with humans, they tend to go for younger men because we live so much longer than you do.
You do?
Listen, they would never do this to me.
How can you be so sure?
This is why I never told you. Everybody loves a witch while she can give you what you want, but soon as the wind changes, you're quick to accuse her of laying a trick or casting a curse. Well, if you're looking for a witch to blame for this,
This is not your fault.
yes, it is. If I hadn't,
Let's not talk crazy. You didn't know this would happen.
I didn't think. I wasn't thinking about the baby. I was trying to protect my fucking dress. It never even entered my mind that it would.
It's all right, Cher.
It isn't. And it never will be again. Bayon, I killed your dream.
You are my dream.
No, children, a wife, a homie fucking family. That's your dream. And I fucked it up.
Women lose babies, Cher. My own mama lost one when I was coming up. Just because folks don't talk about it don't mean it ain't regular as life itself. When the time's right, we can try again.
Maybe the universe is trying to get us to do something different.
Don't do this.
Maybe I'm not supposed to have babies at all. Will you still want me if I can't give you a daddy's girl?
Yes. What good does it do to hurt yourself like this? It ain't gonna bring the baby back. Ain't gonna do nothing but tear up what's left.
You don't get it.
I lost a baby today too.
But you weren't carrying its corpse in your guts.
Don't say it like that.
I was full of life this morning. And now all I got is death inside of me. And it's all my fault.
Stop saying that.
Why? It's the truth.
You a strong woman, Sweets, but you got no power to move life and death.
Didn't have to. I moved that gown and those bolts, and because I did, I lost your child.
Our child.
Yeah, but you were the one who really wanted it. I'm so sorry I let you down.
You didn't. You haven't. God, you're killing me now.
You can say it.
What?
This is my fault.
I can't. I won't.
You can't forgive me if you don't say it. And I can't live if you can't forgive me.
There's nothing to forgive.
Stop it. Just stop. You want to know what I need? Not a bath or food or fucking rest. I need you to stand flat-footed in front of me and to accept my truth and to love me anyway.
It's not your fault. You didn't lose our baby on purpose. Did you? You didn't.
Wow. You sure?
Don't be like that. You were the one in here spouting all that nasty about not wanting a baby.
I didn't.
Please, woman. Don't say that. I don't want to hate you.
My mother didn't conceive until she was 50. Forgive me for wanting to live my life and fulfill my dreams before surrendering all of my time, income, and joy to another being. I was afraid to be a mom. Maybe the baby could feel that fear, and that's why she left me.
Everybody in their right mind is afraid to be a parent.
You weren't?
Yes, I was. But if you need me to be honest with you, then all right. If we're going to make it together, your work can't come first no more.
What?
Your ambition has cost us enough now, don't you think?
So you do think it's my fault?
I didn't say that.
But you meant it.
I mean that our life together is precious. It's got to come first in your heart.
And if it doesn't?
Then we ain't going to make it much longer, Cher. If our house is burning, I want to trust that you will save the kids and not your designs. I didn't mean for it to sound like.
Could you leave for a little while?
Think it's best you to be alone right now?
Yes.
Fine, I'll wait for you inside.
Actually, would you mind staying somewhere else?
You aren't putting me out, Cher.
Why not? I clearly can't give you what you want.
I'm done playing this idiotic game! I'll see you in bed, and if you won't come with me, I'll throw you over my shoulder and take you there myself.
Your patriarchy is talking again.
You just lost our baby. Yours and mine. So don't push me away. Don't make us spend the rest of this god-awful night hurling knife-like words back and forth like bleeding out will help us stop dying inside. It won't. Do not walk. Come to bed. For once.
I'm afraid if I lie down, I'll never find the strength to get up again.
Then I'll lie beside you until the end of time.
They exit. Scene 5. Bayonne re-enters, haggard and heartbroken. He paces the she-shed anxiously. Eventually, the ravens call, the doors sweep open, and Bellamy and Blythe enter. They take one penetrating look at him, and they know. He flinches under Bellamy's perusal.
Why'd you bring her with you?
She's my mother. And you said this was urgent.
I do. I mean, I got some bad news to tell y'all.
She lost baby to be. We know.
She called you?
She didn't have to.
We felt it.
She's hurting so much. I didn't know who else to call.
You did the right thing.
Where is she now?
Bed? Though she ain't shut her eyes once. Gal hasn't stirred in 2 days except to vomit. She can't keep any food or water in her. Said there's too much death inside to let life in.
So the fetus hasn't been removed.
Do you have to say it like that?
I am aware that you are suffering, but if you raise your voice to me again, I will put it in a little box and add it to my altar. Is the baby still inside her?
She has to have a stillbirth.
We're supposed to induce her at the hospital tomorrow. I couldn't put her through that on her birthday.
We'll do it here, tonight.
Here?
Blythe, go to your child. I'll ready the space. You know what to do.
Yes, mother. But what if she doesn't want ritual right now?
It's not about what she wants. It's what she needs. It'll be better this way.
No! There will be no rituals. We go into the hospital.
If Bleu turns you away, remind her that if she goes to the hospital tomorrow, she will likely deliver in the maternity ward. She'll have to endure the sound of living children with their happy parents.
Dear God. I hadn't thought about that. They wouldn't expect her to...
Same doctor that delivers live babies delivers the dead ones too.
Have no fear. Grand is a celebrated midwife. One of her strongest gifts is womb magic.
Let's not start talking crazy. We are not doing this here. What about infection or hemorrhage? Anything could go wrong.
She'll feel safest in her own temple. Her body was built for this. Besides, there's nothing left to lose.
Yes, there's Bleu. I brought y'all here for moral support, to boost her spirits, not for some cockamamie hoodoo voodoo you do.
Oh, do shut up. We are witches, dear boy. It's what we do.
Oh, he's just stunned. It's a lot to take in.
Y'all are insane. Bleu tried to tell me, and I ain't hardly believed her, but y'all are bat shit if you think I'm going to let her risk her life in here.
Barrett, you are seriously working my last nerve. Honestly, the girl had her pick of the litter and she chose this.
This good man, damn right she did. Because clearly she needs someone strong enough to protect her from you.
What did I say about that tone of voice?
She snaps her fingers and Bayonne is rendered speechless.
Mother, the boy is distraught. Give him his voice back.
Oh, do I have to? It fits so nicely inside my pocket.
She takes a tiny jar out of her breast pocket. When she opens the lid, Bayonne regains his voice.
Look at here, Grand Sheriff. You might as well quit the witches shit, because you ain't scared me off no time soon. That woman means too much to me. And respectfully, ma'am, if you keep on bewitching me, I'm going to find a way to put you in a little jar on my own.
He's shaken with fear and fury, but he ain't backing down. Gran notes this and is secretly impressed.
Barack, you are free to threaten me all you like, as long as you use your inside voice.
Why don't we let Blue decide? If she wants to go to the hospital with you tomorrow, we won't interfere. However, if this is truly the best way for her to heal, please don't stand in the way.
Or I will knock you out of it.
If this is what she wants, then I'll go along. But like I said, I'm going to need you to stop pulling my strings, or this time when you get out, you can stay gone.
Has anyone ever told you how incredibly dull you are? Blythe, go get our girl.
Blythe and Bayonne exit.
Blessed be.
Scene 6. Bellamy draws a wide circle on the floor with a piece of white chalk. She fills it in with sacred sigils for healing. Blythe brings in an ancient wooden birthing stool and props it in the center. They sage the space, splash holy water on the floor, and ring their circle with flickering candles. The women wear loose white cotton gowns. Bleu and Bayonne enter. The bottom of her otherwise white dress is the color of wet blood.
Maybe this isn't the best idea.
You don't have to do this.
I hate magic.
More than hours of the excruciating pain and suffering of child labor, only to end up with nothing to show for it?
We all agree that it's your choice, Blue.
What do I have to do?
Sit still, and when the time is right, let go.
That's all?
That's magic. It's almost always simpler than we imagine.
Surrender your suffering. We'll do the rest.
What about me?
Your job is to love her.
I can do that.
And stand here with your mouth shut.
Bellamy bangs her staff on the ground and the circle fills with light. She enters the ring, her hair loose and cascading in rivers of starlight around her shoulders. She takes her place behind the birthing stool. Bleu enters, assisted by Bayonne and followed by her mother. They help her lower herself upon the ancient throne. As Bleu sits, a dreamy trance descends over her. Bellamy and Blythe rub her hands and feet with holy oil, humming a low, sacred tune. Blythe gives Bayonne a small drum.
What this gonna do?
Help her focus. It's essential that her spirit doesn't wander.
Why? Where's it gonna go?
Exactly.
It hath begun, we are all one.
It hath begun, we are all one.
Bleu, you have to say the words.
It hath begun. We are all one.
Bayonne beats the drum and Bleu dilates to 10 centimeters in the space of one deep breath, her spirit sinking further into the spell. Blythe positions herself between Blue's legs.
So it is, so mote it be, the body cradled within is released from thee.
You must allow the energy to flow through you.
I'll break. This is breaking me.
So grow, swell. The mommy is here to hold you together.
I feel like I need to puke.
Maybe we should stop.
Hush, Bartleby. That's your body getting ready to push. Don't fight it. What you resist sticks. What you let go will flow. So it is, So mote it be. The body cradled within is released from thee. She's still ahead.
Full of hair. She's not progressing though. Is it stuck?
She's not letting go.
What do we do?
Hold the space until she's ready to.
They return to their chant and counterclockwise rotations as Blue's body makes her bear down. They scream with her. The colors around them transform the light, blending into the kaleidoscopic hue of stained glass at golden hour. The velocity of their magic increases and the ravens grieve.
Let go, child.
I can't.
And sweets, because I'll be here to love you and help you pick up the pieces.
A heartbeat later, Blue builds with pain and power. She releases her burden into Blythe's hands. A hollow silence permeates the room, as shrill as the bell tolls. It's a moment for all of the still babies that ever were or will be. Bellamy hands Blythe the half-finished blessing blanket to wrap around the child. She severs the twisted umbilical cord and clears the goo coating the infant's face. Bayonne holds on to Blue, rocking her back and forth as she awakens from her trance.
It's it would have been a boy. Do you want to hold him? Do you want to hold him?
Hold him.
Don't push her.
Hold him.
Hold him.
You can't make me.
You don't turn pain into power by avoiding it. From love, this body was made, and to love, it returns. Blue. Hold him.
Can't you just tell me what it looks like? Did he suffer?
It looks like he's sleeping. He's perfect. You should see him.
Regret is a poison that's hard to cure, even with magic. Baptize his body with your tears and let him go on home.
Swayed, Blue finally turns her head, opens her crossed arms, and reaches for her son.
You sure?
Blue nods, and he places the bundle in her arms. She holds him like precious treasure. She passes the afterbirth, which Bellamy collects and sweeps away. For a heart-sickening moment, Bleu pretends that maybe the baby is just sleeping. She kisses his forehead. Placing him into her mother's arms is the hardest thing she's ever had to do.
I love you. I love you. And I will long for you forever.
What's his name?
Does it matter?
Indeed. He was here. He matters.
I didn't think of any boy names.
Daniel was my dad's name.
Daniel. Hail and farewell.
So it is.
It is so. Blessed be. Mary met Daniel. Hail and farewell.
She kisses his forehead, bringing the babe to Bayonne.
You've entered the circle, so you must help us close it.
Mary met Daniel. Hail and farewell.
He kisses the baby's temple, and Blythe brings the baby to Bellamy.
Mary met Daniel. Return to love. All hail and farewell. The circle is open, but unbroken.
The circle glows radiantly, and a gust of wind pushes open the French doors. A high-pitched bell rings in our ears, growing distant.
Blythe,
Yes, Mother.
go with Bayonne to the kitchen. He needs to do something with his hands, and you can help whip up a
No more magic.
suffer or surrender as you wish.
Chicken soup it is. Come on, Bayonne. Gran finally got your name right. Let's not push your luck.
You want me to stay?
We'll be right behind you.
Let me carry you to the house.
She can walk.
She just gave birth.
Bleu stands up effortlessly. Bayonne looks overwhelmed.
Rapid healing is the one good thing about magic. I'm just sore and sad.
Bayonne, you poor, stunned little mortal. Let's go bake. She needs to eat and bathe. Come on. You can ask me all the questions you like.
Where are you going to take him?
The kitchen.
No, Daniel. Where are you taking my baby?
Just into the garden. I think you'd like to keep him close, yes? Bayonne and I will find a beautiful spot to let him rest.
Otherwise, there is another place where we keep them safe.
Like on a shelf above your cauldron?
Hell no, fool. In our family mausoleum.
Pushing your luck already. Don't get turned into a frog. You got enough problems.
She can do that?
And worse, she turned Blue's daddy into an amoeba. I ain't seen a single cell of him since.
They exit. Bellamy closes the sacred circle by saging the space and extinguishing the candles with her fingertips.
You knew, didn't you, that I was going to lose him?
I had my fears.
Then why didn't you say
You wouldn't
so?
listen to me when I tried. Besides, you knew the truth.
I didn't know this would happen.
Why wouldn't you peek at the gender? Why delay the baby shower and evade choosing a name?
That's why he died? Because I didn't have a party?
No, he died because we are cursed.
I don't understand. I thought we can only have one female.
So you believe that's all you could conceive? Moon women cannot bear male heirs. That is what your mother and I came to tell you 2 days ago. But you were too busy accusing me of being a kidnapper. Child, you were carrying low, working like a horse, and your pupils were dilated. You are a witch, whether you like it or not. No use getting angry at me about information you already had at your disposal.
Can you bring my son back?
You know I cannot.
Why?
That kind of blood magic always comes with a terrible cost.
I'll pay it, whatever it is.
You have paid the price of one curse already today. We only have one female child for a reason. You know that if you hadn't spent your life looking down your nose at your family herstory.
Save it, Grand, because I can't take it right now. I'm asking you for your help. I'm begging for it. Please. Please. Please.
I'll see to it that you inherit all the love on this earth. But I will not bring your child back to life.
Fine. Then leave me alone for a while.
That's ill-advisable. The super blue blood moon is full.
Just for a minute. I need to remember how to breathe.
Bellamy is torn, but she surrenders.
As you wish. I'll return to bury the afterbirth. I am sorry, beloved. So very sorry.
Bellamy exits. Bleu crosses to her computer. She clicks and clicks again until she finds what she's looking for.
What Gran won't tell me, Wikipedia.com surely will. I know there's a spell. Perfect.
She locks the doors to her studio and reignites the candles around the white chalk circle. The ravens caw out in warning as Bleu sages herself. Perching on the birthing stool and taking up the umbilical cord, she makes 9 knots as she completes her spell.
With the knot of 1, my spell's begun. Knot of 2, my dreams come true. Knot of 3, his soul returns to me. Knot of 4, we're in pain no more. Knot of 5, my child survives. Knot of 6, this curse is fixed. Knot of 7, life is given. Knot of 8, I reverse fate. With the knot of 9, I rewind time.
As she continues her chant, repeating the spell 9 times, the wind begins to howl and a strong storm forms suddenly. The ravens scream and scream. Blythe and Bayonne rush to the she-shed, but the doors are locked.
Let me in, sweets!
Bleu ignores them, finishing her spell. Bayonne and Blythe run out of the way as Bellamy blows open the doors to the she-shed with her power, letting in the wind and the torrential rain.
You fool! What have you done?
Everything is calm within the eye of the tornado. Then a searing streak of soul silver lightning flashes to the ground. 1,000 pieces of glass shatter and the lights go out. Blackout. End of Act 1. Act 2. Scene 1. Bleu stands shell-shocked in her she-shed as a storm sweeps rainwater into her studio. She gazes around confusedly as if coming out of a daydream, but a tiny tickle in her womb brings her back to her senses.
Was that my dancing boy? Move again. Sweetheart, come on. Dance for mommy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Bleu falls to her knees, crippled with gratitude. Bayonne rushes in, torn from bed with fear, soaking wet and barefoot. They holler at each other over the howling wind.
Bleu! Bleu!
Here!
Are you okay?
Get the door. Close the door.
A rush of wind and water almost sweeps him off his feet. Bayonne lugs the door shut and manages to lock them. The glass walls moan and rattle in their frames.
Don't you ride out the storm in a glass house? What kind of fool are you?
Don't you scream at me. It came out of nowhere and I couldn't get the doors closed.
You scared the shit out of me, woman. Come here, let me see you. Are you safe? Is the baby safe?
I'm okay. We're okay.
Bleu wraps her arms around Bayonne. Her ball gown lies in a heap of muddy water.
Oh, I got you. I got both of you. Sweet, you're trembling. Sure you're all right?
I am now. Everything is exactly the way it should be again.
Well, I hate to tell you, Sheriff, but I think your gown is all kinds of messed up.
I don't care.
You don't?
No. I got what I care about in my arms and in my belly.
Glad to hear you say that, but I know how hard you worked on this.
I can make another dress. I'll never find another you or have another Daniel.
That's my dad's name.
Hmm.
Thought you were certain it was a girl.
You were right. My priorities have been totally out of whack. I'm sorry. I've been an egomaniacal workaholic.
That's putting it rather kindly.
Sorry, I've been such a witch.
Bayonne kisses her nose.
A witch, huh? You been out here casting spells?
How'd you know?
Sure.
Bayonne laughs like it's a joke, and Bleu hides a tremendous sigh of relief.
Suppose you can't help yourself. That's right, Missy. I remember everything. That is just about. I don't know what your grand Sheldon did to me, but for some reason, I don't recall how I got out here. She put a hex on me.
No. Besides, curses only work if you believe in them, or if you're too stupid to challenge them.
Not so.
Yes, I'm feeling pretty powerful at the moment. I've had a blessed change of perspective.
Well, if magic is what brought this loving on, I fully support you drinking tea with your mama more often. But your grandshare gotta stay her scary ass at home.
Stop trying to be funny and forgive me.
I forgive you for letting your big mama jinx me.
I'll take it.
They kiss and kiss. Blue's phone rings. She tries to ignore it, wrapped up snugly in the glow of Bayonne's embrace, but the caller will not stop until they get through. Suddenly, something doesn't feel right in the pit of her stomach. A cold wind blows through the trees, and the ravens start to chatter nervously, like they can feel it too. So Bleu disentangles herself and answers.
Grant? Hello? Hiya, Grant. Slow down. What happened? Oh my God. We'll be right there.
What?
My mother had a heart attack.
Where is she? Where do we have to go?
Bayonne rubs his temples, struck by a searing migraine. His sight blurs and his eyes water.
And she's gonna make it, though. She's not. She's already.
Bleu! Oh, sweet. I'm so. Oh, what in the hell?
She can't be. Don't tell me that, Gran. Please don't tell me that.
Bayonne sways on his feet before falling to the floor. His body starts to seize violently before going perfectly still.
Bayon, baby, what's wrong?
Bleu rushes over to his side. She rolls him over and screams, finding his eyes open and vacant.
No. Friend, I don't know. Get here, friend. Oh my God. Please, just get here. Just get here, please. God.
Bellamy magically appears in a flash of brilliant light, dropping her phone into her purse and leaving her bag by the window. She rushes over and inspects Bayon's body, scanning him with her witch's intuition.
I'm here. Move, child. Let me see him.
Gran, he was fine, standing there talking to me, and then he fell.
He's had a brain aneurysm.
What do we do?
There's nothing to be done, dearest. He's gone.
Bleu is struck by a knife-like pain in her womb. It makes her mouth run dry and her breath cease altogether. Brand catches her elbow when she starts to sway.
It's too much.
Breathe, child.
Mommy and Bayon, God can't be so mean. She just can't.
You're right. And when I find out who has hexed this family, I will scrub their memory right out of universal consciousness.
You think?
I know the stain of dark blood magic.
Bellamy takes a small glass vial off a long gold chain around her neck. She throws it on the ground and steps on it, shattering the container into bits. A blue fog fills the room. She bangs her staff on the floor and it begins to glow in her hands.
What are you?
I'll not wait for the enemy to strike again.
Gran, I need to tell you.
So mote it be. I invoke the law of 3 times 3. Let suffering, pain, and evil ways trace this villain through all their days. Turn round the harm that they create and return unto them a far crueler fate.
The lights shift ominously. Then, one by one, a horde of blackbirds fly into the glass walls and windows of the she-shed, breaking their necks and shattering their wings. Bleu doubles over in excruciating pain, clutching her womb like it's falling out.
What have you done?
I didn't know this was going to happen. Please, Gran, it hurts.
You cursed your own mother, your lover. Why?
I didn't mean to. You are ripping my guts out. Please, tell me how to reverse it. Please, I'll do anything.
You might have to.
Please, make it stop. Gran, please, don't make me lose my baby again.
Bellamy walks over to the door and sticks her arm out into the fray of vengeful ravens. Catching one, she apologizes to the bird as she leisurely removes a pin from her hair and stabs it 3 times in the heart. She wets her palms with its lifeblood and places her hands against Blue's bulbous belly. Her pain instantly subsides, and the birds cease their tirade against the she-shed.
What spell did you cast?
The knot of 9 to rewind time.
Using what kind of cord?
The umbilical kind.
Tell me, in your timeline of events, were you counseled about the cost of blood magic?
You may have mentioned it.
Bellamy smiles and backhands Bleu hard across the face.
Ouch! What the fuck? You almost broke my nose.
Have you any idea what you've done?
I just wanted my baby back.
You lost your child, and so you traded mine?
The instructions didn't say that anyone would have to die.
Fool! You can only exchange life for death. Every novice witchling with half a brain knows that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, as far as the universe is concerned, not yet you aren't. The debt is still unpaid.
It is?
Bellamy hits her again.
Will you stop it? Stop hitting me.
I can't help it with you standing there looking so goddamn dumb. You are lucky I don't strangle the shit out of you. The cost of dark blood magic is always threefold. Can you count? Blythe, Bion, between us, who shall be the third installment?
Gran, I'm so
Save
sorry.
all the breath in your chest. Your head will be underwater soon enough.
I didn't mean to kill you too.
How can you be so sure that you haven't killed your own fool self? The universe has a wicked sense of humor. Imagine leaving a newborn with a 111-year-old woman. What
Are
a
you that
cruel
old?
joke. Magic works wonders on the skin, but it don't do nothing for the soul. And that gets worn out too.
Tell me what to do and I'll do it.
You cannot fix this.
But you can. You're the Grand High Witch.
Oh, I know who I am, child. You are the only one who's still confused about their identity.
I thought you could do anything.
That's because you cannot begin to conceive of infinity. I haven't the first clue how to undo what you've done.
Oh, I don't want to undo it.
Say what? Run that by me again.
I need you to help me bring them back, but I don't
But
want
you
to...
still want to hold on to the soul you've ransomed from the universe.
Isn't that possible?
Wow, you are going to be a terrible mother.
How can you say that when I'm willing to move heaven and earth for my child?
For yourself. Look, the dead are piling up around your heels and you're still thinking only about yourself. Whatever it costs to put you out of pain, whoever it hurts so you can have what you want. No one and nothing matters more.
Enough, Drand, okay?
It's a good thing that you spurned magic when you were a child. It is wasted on you.
You don't understand.
Who says I don't?
You never lost a child.
No, I've lost 11 babies. How would I know how to perform the ritual so keenly if I hadn't been through it so many times myself? I carried lots of multiples. Even your mother had a fraternal twin, had to cut them out of me because your mommy had her twin tiny arms wrapped around his body like she was trying to share her beating heart. We had to pry them apart. How she keened as we made her let go, like we'd sliced her spirit clean open and tore it in half. She refused my touch and my milk, like my body was the poison that killed her soulmate. My mother had to take care of her for a whole month before she could stand to let me even hold her.
You never told me.
You never gave me the opportunity to. You want to know why you are so weak? You don't know who you are because you've got no appreciation who you've come from. And in 33 years, if you haven't figured out even that tiny bit of small magic, then the one thing I know for sure is that I cannot help you.
Fine.
Damn right it's fine. You better go consult whatever book of shadows you used to get you into this mess.
I found the spell on the internet.
You must be a changeling. There's no way a woman this idiotic came from my bloodline.
Blue falls apart. Whatever was holding her spine together fails at last, and she crumbles. She drapes her pregnant body over Bion's corpse and cries her heart out. Bellamy pretends to be unmoved as she sweeps toward the door. She gets to the entryway, but she can't cross the portal. She strides back across the room and gathers her grandchild in a tight embrace.
It's all right. It's really not. You've killed your own mother and destroyed everyone's lives. Shh. Yes, you did. You did that. But we'll do our best to get through this one breath at a time. Blue, I need you to understand why moon women only have one female heir.
It's because our ancestor cast the spell that caused the Black Death.
Belinda Moon. She didn't understand the price of blood magic either, but she cast an unforgivable spell, and we've been paying the fine ever since.
That's why I lost my child.
That's why you'll lose every single boy you conceive, and every girl, too, once you've had your one and only daughter. Belinda didn't know that this burden would be yours when she watched with satisfaction as her enemies grew ill and died. She was just heartbroken, like you, like all of us. For there's no hurt that cuts in more superior splinters than losing a child. It's a suffering some souls carry the scars of for lifetimes. She didn't realize that her rhyme was so catchy that it would be uttered in different countries across the seas by rich children and poor alike. She didn't know how many would die. And it didn't matter to her coven, especially when their own children started to drop like flies in a window. They strung her up by the neck and lit her on fire.
I thought no one could burn a Grand High Witch.
Except herself. She sparked the match and helped them light the bonfire because she thought if she paid with her life that the curse would end with her. But clearly it did not. Here we are, hundreds of years later, still feeling the yoke of her loss. You couldn't keep this child if you wanted to, even if you killed everyone you've ever loved in exchange. You'd still end up with an empty blanket. One curse doesn't undo another.
This kind of shit is why I rebuked magic in the first place.
Fool. You can turn your back on your taxes, but you'll still have to pay up eventually. Even the universe is like that.
Why should my baby pay for her sins?
She put a hell of a lot of bodies in the ground. Sometimes you can't help the ancestral pain you inherit.
It's not fair.
If life isn't fair, why should magic be any different?
Bellamy strides over to the window.
Where are you going?
I require our family grimoire if I'm going to get us out of this mess.
You're going to do a summoning spell.
Bellamy picks up her purse and walks away, rummaging through it. Bleu glances out the window nervously.
Are the ravens bringing it?
Good. I wouldn't trust a raven with our family grimoire. They're famously distractible. Anything shiny and they get off task. No. I have it here somewhere. Where is it? Where is it?
Bellamy locates her cell phone and opens an app.
Are you serious?
What?
Our ancestral book of shadows is an app on your phone.
Boy, everything evolves. However, if you're a purist who prefers paper, here.
Bellamy reaches into her purse and extracts a tiny card, which she unfolds and unfolds into an enormous tome. The Grimoire of the Moon is so old, its pages are crumbling and its spine is held together by a piece of seared, ratty rope.
Now let's try to see who can find the answer first. Sabine, how do you reverse blood knot magic?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
Who is Sabine?
Your late grandfather's mistress, whom I've trapped in my phone. Joking. It's like Siri, but for witches. Sabine!
You don't have to scream.
Ice cream. Here is what I could find on the web.
Hush, you're confusing her. Sabine, go to the chapter in our family grimoire titled How to Reverse Blood Magic.
Opening the Grimoire of the Moon.
Ha ha! Page 666. Oh, that's a bad omen. Are you going to find the page and read along, or would you like to continue peeking over my shoulder?
I'll use the book.
When Blue opens the grimoire, the atmosphere around her begins to glow. The book pulsates like a beating heart. Blue shrieks and drops the book.
What's the matter?
It's got a heartbeat.
Yeah, of course it does. It's alive.
What?
Thoughts don't die, only bodies do. The book's life force is the carefully collected consciousness of our ancestors. It's over 600 years old, so the next time you think about dropping it, don't.
Blue picks up the grimoire carefully, its heart beating madly in her hands. She skips to the right page. Bellamy groans as she flips through her phone. Blue locates the spell. It's hundreds of pages of complex text, star maps, hieroglyphs, and sigils.
As the youth like to say, we're fucked.
According to this, we only have until the super blue blood moon hits its apex trine Saturn with Jupiter in the 5th house and Venus in Capricorn.
Oh, well, that's good news.
It is? Because I have no idea what that even means.
It's tonight.
Tonight?
Be grateful it wasn't yesterday. We would have missed it.
How am I supposed to learn all of this tonight?
Oh, you thought it would be as easy as lighting some candles, sitting in a circle, and tying some knots in a string?
That's what I did the first time.
There are two branches of magic, just as there are two paths for witches, low magic and high. Low magic is what you use to cast this spell, so high magic is what is required to reverse it. You would have learned that when you were a child if you weren't so damn difficult.
But this is impossible. I can't even read most of this. I don't even know what language this is. Latin?
That bit is Atlantean.
And I have to learn, and I have to have this shit memorized?
Only the first 20 pages.
We're screwed.
Seemingly so. But maybe not.
Bellamy gets a bright idea and snatches the book from Blue, thumbing through it for the right page.
Why don't you use your app?
Because my eyes are still old as Methuselah's. Oh, wait. Here we go. Yes, this I can probably do. Go on, light the candles around the circle. Quickly.
Bellamy scurries around, looking into the potted plants, searching under the furniture.
What are you looking for?
If I know my child, and I do, then she probably hid some sort of... I've got you, my pretty.
Bellamy finds a small wooden trunk. She opens it and pulls out a petite cauldron, candles, essential oils, a surprisingly complex dried herb garden, a chalice, a mortar and pestle, an athame and boline, a cingulum, a patent disc, a bottle of wine, and a hunk of dark chocolate.
A portable apothecary? Why am I not surprised?
The best lessons any young witch can learn is to be prepared and to pack light. Now, go. Bless the circle and sage yourself thoroughly.
Blue lights the candles around the circle as Bellamy clips, mashes, and pours a variation of ingredients into her cauldron. She ties the cingulum around Blue's waist, places the piece of rope that bound the grimoire around her neck, and splashes her with Florida water. She takes her great-grandmother's quilt off the wall and lays it in the center of the circle.
What is this?
It's the only surviving piece of Belinda Moon's lynching rope.
Get this off of me!
It's for your own protection.
From what? What are we about to do, Gran?
Lay down on this quilt, and I'll tell you. This blanket was made from the skirts of our ancestors. Every woman in our family has sewn a tiny piece of her genius into this patchwork magic. When they pricked their fingers, they left their blood in the stitches. See, energy is always trying to move from one form into another. It comes off of our bodies in the waves of thermal heat we release, and for a time, its potential can pool in the things we love. This quilt has more power in one corner than you do in your entire body. Like our grimoire, it is the distillation of our collective ashe.
Our what?
Ashe, our power, authority, command given to us by God, our spiritual gift to utilize the power of our minds to reshape our realities. There's only one way for you to learn all you need to in one night. So, bottoms up.
Bellamy hands her the cauldron. Its contents are frothing, brown, bubbling, and stewing. The smell is gag-worthy.
Ew. What is this?
DMT and MAOI.
Grand.
It's an ancient Amazonian potion called ayahuasca. I say it's a lifetime of therapy in a cup.
I can't drink this. I'm pregnant.
Chug a lug or live with what you've done.
I've heard this stuff makes you puke.
And possibly shit your brains out. I'll get a bucket for you.
Ew, Grand.
Put your big girl panties on. Now drink this potion. Your soul will travel to the higher planes of consciousness where hopefully you'll have access to what you need to know.
Hopefully. Aren't you going to take it too?
Absolutely not. This stuff can make you go insane.
But what if...
You have two choices in this life. Either you try to change your reality or you learn to live with it.
It smells like a dead baboon.
You've never smelled a dead baboon.
Now I don't have to. It's burning my nostrils.
Hold your nose and take it like a shot. You definitely want to swallow it all at once. No sips.
Why is it boo-boo brown and chunky?
That's how it comes. Another lesson for you, grandbaby. Don't ever ask what's in it before you swallow.
Will you tell me after?
Sure.
Bleu takes the foul-tasting molasses concoction like a shot of old bourbon. It gets stuck in her throat and burns all the way down. Before she can get the first sip off her tongue, Bellamy empties the rest of the cauldron down Blue's throat. Bellamy coaches her through it when it all threatens to come back up. Bleu lays back, splayed like a pregnant Vitruvian woman in the center of the circle.
Why isn't anything happening?
It usually takes 40 minutes to kick in.
40 minutes?
Sometimes an hour.
What are we supposed to do for all that time?
Twiddle our fingers and toy with our toes.
Gee, great.
We could play a little game and try to discover your proclivity.
My what?
Your mother excels at herbal magic. I am a master of earth and womb magic. We were never given the opportunity to discover the depths of your talents, besides your penchant for colorology, of course.
Colorology?
The science of color. You can't think that you're putting these patterns together so perfectly by accident. It's intuition.
You think my patterns are perfect, Gran? How do we play?
I ask you a series of questions and you answer them.
What are the rules?
Don't lie to yourself.
Okay, I'm ready.
If you had to travel by land or by sea, which would you choose?
Land. I'm afraid of drowning.
Old tape from a past life. If you had to choose between snow and rain.
Snow.
Really?
Winter's my favorite.
Why?
I like the stillness in the space before everything is reborn. Makes me feel like anything is possible, like the universe is full of waking potential, waiting out of sight for a chance to become kinetic again.
It is.
What's the next question?
We don't have time for it.
I thought We had 40 minutes.
That's in regards to the standard dose. I use the whole damn plant, stem, leaves, and root. I suspect you'll start feeling it momentarily.
What was that? Oh, shit. Friend. Am I? Wait, is the floor moving or is it the ceiling? My tongue's numb.
Listen, the vine of the soul wants only to show you yourself. Don't resist her influence. The more you fight for control, the less command you'll have.
I feel like I'm rising. Bread? That's yummy. Am I levitating? Where'd the ground go?
Everything you'll see and experience on the other side is merely a thought form. Nothing can hurt you. You have to hurt yourself.
Right. Your skin is glowing. Look how beautiful your skin is. Goodness. I can see your magic radiating, washing out of you in waves of...
No matter what happens, stay inside this circle of light and keep that rope around your neck. These are your shield and your armor in the astral plane. If you see any snakes, that's just the vine working inside you. Unless it speaks, then that's the devil. Lastly, be brave. Even if you're scared out of your mind, fake it as though all our lives depend on it. Because they do.
Hey, I feel...
Bellamy removes a red mojo bag from her own pocket and places it in Blue's.
Hold on to your mommy's mojo. It's the only thing I was able to take from her, and I know she'd want you to have it. Be strong, Blue. Demons are not the worst thing attracted to frequency of fear.
What do you mean demons?
Blackout. Scene 3. Blue sits up alone in the dark, wandering within a hidden realm of her consciousness. We hear a heartbeat dropping like the bass is suspended. The music it makes drips like honey. We skip a beat. Then we hear another drumming pulsation of lifeblood rushing on through the dark. Blue has returned to the womb. Gradually, a beam of white light filters down as if through the treetops and engulfs her in a circle of prismatic color. 7 orbs of the most radiant hues in the rainbow swirl around the room, and the splendor of the universe flashes by in a montage of awe-inspiring imagery and vibration. Shooting stars break into particles of light, falling like sand in an hourglass. Those bits of brilliance come together and scatter again, forming different bodies out of the same pieces. She experiences the illusion of solidity and the interconnection of the cosmos. Everything she sees is a visceral experience of creative expansion. It's wonderful. Then, everything is still as winter. The light grows grim, cold, until the room is dark again. The only warmth Blue can feel emanates from the flickering candles like tiny melting pillars around her circle. But a harsh wind sweeps through the room, blowing them out, one at a time. Blue shivers. The grotesque sound of 3 small children laughing gleefully creeps in slowly, as if seeping into the room through a crack under the closet door. They are the melodious echoes of her shame, loss, and regret chortling on a demonic loop. Their flute voices are supernatural, malicious, and unsettling.
Who's there?
Mommy?
Oh, God. No. Oh, no.
Mommy? Mommy.
Be brave. Blue. It's just a demon. Be brave. I never should have fucked with this shit.
I'm scared, Mommy.
Me too. I'm so scared. Oh God, I'm so scared.
With her confession, the sound of laughing swells, becoming even more chilling and demonically distorted. Around her, the shadows thicken, feeding on her fears. They start to take form, morphing into nightmarish shapes, slithering snakes all over the floor.
I hate it here. I want to leave this place.
Me too, baby. Me too. Just tell me how. Tell Mommy how.
Come get me. I'm right here, just outside of the...
Do not leave the circle.
Bellamy's voice sounds like a distant train. The shadows are gluttonously ripe, their grins malicious, their appetites insatiable.
Don't you want to be with me?
I can't leave the circle, baby.
But I've been waiting for you all alone in the dark.
I just remembered. You aren't real.
What a mean thing to say.
The shadows chuckle in hair-raising baritones as they shift form, changing tactics.
Blue! Blue! Is that you?
Bion!
Here I am. Sweets. Gal, come over to me.
I can't.
Seems like I hardly get to hold you on to you. Why don't I run us a bath? We can watch a bedtime movie and turn in early. No? All right then, sweets. Are your legs sore? Want me to rub your feet?
I can't leave the circle, honey.
Do you know how many dinners I've made for you that have gone uneaten? How much of my life that I've spent catering to your needs as an artist? How many nights I've spent waiting up for you to come to bed when you never do?
I appreciate everything you do.
Then why do you emasculate me constantly? Throw your money in my face, making me feel insignificant, when you and I know you wouldn't have a pot to piss in without me.
That's not fair.
Who introduced you to your first client?
You did, but...
You think any other man would put up with your shit? Or your selfishness? Damn it, Cher. You never even wanted our baby.
I did. I do. I just wanted more time.
That's why you killed him? To get more me time?
That's not fair. I didn't lose him on purpose.
You said it yourself. You were scared to be a mother. That's why you made all this happen. To get out of this life we was building.
No, I wasn't thinking. It was a wet dress and a few bolts of fabric. How was I supposed to know?
Doc told you to take it easy. You just couldn't. Wouldn't let nothing stand between you and your work. That's why you killed me too. Scared I was gonna tell everyone that you filthy lying witch.
No,
That's why I loved you so much. You put your witch blood in my coffee. You spellbound me.
Don't be ridiculous.
Couldn't have just let me leave you, huh? I would have, you know. After the next miscarriage or the one after that. Just like the rest of the men in your family. I'd have gotten sick of a fucking woman with nothing but death in her wound.
Stop it.
I'll never ever forgive you.
Please, don't say that.
Why don't you beg me to tell you the truth?
Bion, don't. You're breaking my heart.
This is all your fault.
I know it is.
I can't be with no witch, murderer.
It's all your fault.
I'll never ever forgive you.
I just didn't know the cost of magic.
That won't save you.
It's all your fault.
And you'll pay for what you've done.
The shadows swell until they're taller than she is. They grow full as ships' sails. The fear is winning. It presses in on Blue on all sides, pushing her to the edge of the circle.
Blue! Blue! Help me! It's your mommy!
I
best thing you can do is to be the last blood moon witch. Let all our curses die with you.
Bleu crouches on all fours and hacks up her shame, self-loathing, and self-doubt. All of her poison, pain, and suffering goes into the bucket. Darkness penetrates the light, reaching out for Bleu. Bellamy enters the circle with her cane aglow. The room swells with the ferocious heat of her power, and the shadows are swept away by her radiance. All except for one figure, shrouded in a black cloak. Bellamy turns to face the remaining specter.
Grand?
Who else left alive would drink the vine of the soul for you?
I failed?
No, honey. Nobody's testing you but you. Magic reveals our wounds so we can heal them. There was a lot of pain you released in that bucket. How do you feel?
Bleu looks up from her bucket and finally notices the figure confronting Grand on the dark side of the sphere.
Weak and stupid, but a little better now.
Ring around the roses.
Who is this witch?
Your mother told me she saw an ancestral shadow in your aura. I'm guessing this is it.
The figure lowers her hood, revealing Belinda Moon.
Mary met, and blessed be. Is your circle open to me?
No, it is not. State your unfinished business and be returned from whence you came.
Your business is my business. I am here for you. To help you.
Who are you?
Belinda hears a mournful sound, a terrible weeping, a frequency beyond our senses. She covers her ears.
What's wrong with her?
She's cursed, but aren't we all?
You don't hear them.
I don't hear anything.
But they're screaming. And who can blame them? Every part of their bodies were just lacerated by the journey through our narrow sitting bones. Smashed and reshaped, rejected. Though we think their suffering is over with the delivery, the agony of being alive only gets worse. Breath in a breathless body feels like a convulsion. A heartbeat in a machine that never had to propel its own life force is like having a seizure every second. When all you've had is God's blessed blackness, light burns the eyes like frostbite. Their skin smarting, rubbed raw. I tell you, that first cry is a cry of agony. Don't know why we hold our breath waiting to hear it. But I suppose that's why a mother's love is so sacred. Only women remember how awful it is to be born.
You will answer me, Spirit.
Why's that?
I have the authority.
Not here you don't. Your body is on another plane.
This is the Grand High Witch.
Mary met. So am I.
I rebuke you in the name of...
That won't
Linda?
work. Only one wears my noose around her neck.
Belinda?
I may be your greatest grand, many times removed, but there's still so much lifeblood between us.
Nah, I buried your bad blood 11 times over.
What do you want?
To help you in the curse.
How?
Witchling, you either play fair with God in the light,
or duel in the dark with the devil.
Did you not go through all of this to find a way to break the curse?
Mine, not yours.
You think they're not the same?
What's the cost?
Bleu,
You can forget that shit.
you were going to rescind your blessing from her anyway.
Grand?
With her surrender, her curse will be fulfilled, and I will be empowered to end our child loss at long last. Not even witchcraft can meddle with karma. We all must pay for our mistakes.
If you'd paid, we wouldn't be here.
I thought my death would be enough for the universe. It wasn't.
And mine tips the scales?
Who said anything about your death? You are, after all, my grandbaby boo.
Then what do you want?
Just your magic. The super blue blood moon is nigh upon us. Its alignment is most auspicious. It will not come again in your lifetime, neither will this opportunity.
What will happen to...
To you? That's all you seem to think about.
How would you know? Are you in her mind?
What'll happen to Mommy and Bayonne if we accept?
They'll wake up, as if from a dream. Alive and well, life will go on and you'll be normal. Isn't that what you've always wanted?
What about her baby?
He'll be born non-magical. The first boy to be born in our line since mine.
Let's do it, Grand.
Perhaps she's not as idiotic as you feared.
No, I don't make deals with devils.
Haven't enough babies been robbed of breath?
Blue surrenders her magic and it flows into you?
Naturally, I have to have it in order to lift the curse.
You've done enough harm to this family already.
That's why I'm here. Blue, you only have to exit the circle.
Don't you move, Blue.
Your grandmother has never understood you, or even really tried. She's just looked down her nose at you, as though you were a burden she was forced to endure. And then she just gave up on you.
Blue, do not leave this circle.
She's right. I've never been good enough for you.
Well, and don't start now. You don't have to martyr yourself to be forgiven.
Grand.
I told you, there are two paths. One is based on love, the other an ego-driven need to control fate.
It's a little late for magic lessons.
Blue, love is the seed of magic. It's the only force in the universe that's strong enough to bend the laws of space-time. It is the only source that gives without ever taking away. Your magic is an essential part of the woman you are. You remember what it felt like when I was stripping you of power? Like your life was being ripped away from your bones?
You said it yourself. I'm not worthy.
Child, shut up. I was never, ever going to take your magic. I was just trying to get you to see by the light you've been given.
Make the exchange.
We will not. Blue, your magic comes the divine feminine core of your soul. You will be half the woman you are without it.
You are running this coven into the ground. The truth is, you're just as self-centered as she is.
Then she comes by it righteously.
I'm not selfish. I was just heartbroken and wanted my baby back.
You aren't the only one. Are you strong enough to save us? Because she ain't.
Grand, I have to do this.
No! She's been lost in the dark too long to be trusted. Demons are dark thoughts, Blue. They will say whatever they must to lure you into the grip of fear.
The moon is nearing its apex and time is running out.
Blue tries to exit the circle, but Bellamy catches her arms and thrusts her backwards.
Let me go!
Never! I carried you in my body too when I cradled your mother inside me. All of a woman's legacy is born when she is.
It's the only way.
Then I will have to do. Because you are mine, and I will never let you go.
They tussle, and losing her footing, Bellamy falls out of the ring of light. Blue catches onto her cane, but Bellamy is overwhelmed by dark energy and hauled away into shadow. Belinda laughs victoriously.
You made quick work of that.
How does taking Grand help? How does taking Grand help in the curse?
Dummy, the curse has no end. It'll die when we do.
You said you wanted me.
I wanted all of you, and I got you. 3 flies with 1 you.
What about my magic?
What magic? I had already ensured that you didn't want to learn, so you'd have nothing to teach. I find that the power of dark suggestion works best on children. So I started coming to you in your dreams, and you were quite young. A ghost in your aura. I haunted you with my last memory on Earth. My death worked on you like a charm. Poor thing. Just a few years of nocturnal terror and sleep paralysis, and you can't even read your own family grimoire. Your power is so stunted by fear, it's just pitiful.
I'm much stronger than you think.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm in your mind. Always have been.
How can you stand to do this to your own kin?
Can't you hear them crying? They are kin too.
Who?
All of babies. This is the only way to make them stop crying. I left the light to find them, and no matter how I peel through the gloom, always and forever, they elude me. If only I could hold them, let them know that mommy is here, that they are not alone nor forgotten, but I can't. I can't comfort them. So many babies. Oh, how the new one howled.
Fuck you.
I am sorry, grandchild. I do not expect your love, but I do know this. I'm only trying to save them, Bleu. I've been trying and trying with all the love in my heart to save us all.
Belinda exits, taking the last spark of light with her. Act 2, Scene 3. Lights rise on Bleu, standing in the center of the circle. It's eerily quiet. She clutches her grandmother's cane, but Bellamy is nowhere to be seen. Bione's corpse is lying on the floor. Bleu rubs her belly for luck and grabs the grimoire.
I still can't read Atlantean, but the book is conscious, so Grimoire, help me out and translate this ish into English. Ooh, thank you, Moon.
Able to read the text, she follows the instructions on the pages as best she can, lighting the woman-shaped black candles hidden in Blythe's apothecary. Bleu rubs herself down with altar oil and blesses her knives by gliding them through the flames. She finds the mojo bag in her pocket and squeezes it for comfort. She finds the knotted unicorn hair and pulls it loose.
Mommy says magic is another art form. Well, I'm an artist.
She fills a copper bowl with water and places the patent in the bottom. She skims through the grimoire.
I don't know how to pronounce any of these magic words except please, God, and thank you. Please, 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 please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bleu adds some herbs from the trunk into the bowl of water.
Oak moss, allspice, cumin, deer's tongue. We're going to have to substitute dragon's blood. Lavender, we got that. Patchouli, lotus, poppy seed, galangal. We don't got that, but I have. Oh.
She smells the bag.
No, that's weed. What I have to do. Vetiver. Oh, I got the essential oil for that. Menstrual blood. I'll just add some vanilla.
Bleu undoes the 9 knots in the unicorn hair as she chants, making it up as she goes.
With a knot of 1, my spell's undone. Knot of 2, this nightmares through. Not of 3 lost souls return to me. Not of 4 I'll meddle with fate no more. Not of 5 my heart survives. Not of 6 the text is transfixed. Not of 7 I accept the will of heaven. Not of 8 I make my own fate. And with the knot of 9 I heal time.
Nothing happens. Blue snips a bit of her hair and a bit of Bione's. She mixes them together and drops it into the candle flame. Nothing happens. She goes back to the book, scanning furiously. It's unhelpful. She's about to crumble into a pit of despair when she gets an idea.
A grand high witch with a bad ass taste in tunics. Fashion is wool magic.
Blue scrambles to cut and gather a swatch of fabric from Bione's body. She quickly sews it along with a piece of Blythe's blessing blanket and her great-grandmother's quilt into the elaborate Afrofuturist dress she created. She dons her new shield and lights the last piece of Belinda Moon's lynching rope on fire. The full moon rises.
Universe, forgive me. Forgive me for fighting with fate, for fancying myself wiser than the cosmos. Forgive me for using my work as a wall to keep love at bay, for not knowing what my wealth was until I was broke, for letting a shadow of fear keep me from exercising my power.
The ravens caw bloody murder. The wind bangs open the doors. Startled, Blue grabs her grandmother's staff. It glows in her grasp. Then there comes the sound of babies crying, distant as the dawn at dusk. But like the sun, it rises.
Magic reveals your wounds so you can heal them, but your magic is weak.
But my love isn't.
Love is just another curse.
No, it's the cure. It's the seat of magic. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for being afraid to be a mother. I forgive myself for losing my child and for ruining everything trying to get him back. I forgive myself for loving me more than any man alive. And I forgive you too, greatest friend. I forgive all of us heartbroken moon woman trying, striving, longing for our children.
I don't need your forgiveness.
No, you need your own. But I got mine. The rest, I surrender. And in doing so, I am safe.
Fool! Give me your magic or you'll damn us all!
The ring around the woe is a pocket full of transposes. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Should we fall, our love will catch.
Blue commits to her chant, repeating it 9 times. The ravens wail. Her grandmother's staff starts to sparkle and pulsate. The supermoon turns blue. And as the lights fade, Blue loses consciousness. We hear the sound of babies crying. Blackout.
I'm so sorry, baby. I tried my best. Forgive me.
Lost in the chaos of the empty room of the universe, we hear the oppressive cries of hundreds of thousands of newborns, and like 2 trains passing in the night, those cries transpose into the happy gurgles of a child picked up from their lonely crib by a joyful parent.
I've got you. Oh, my baby, I got you, and I'll never, ever leave you.
Act 2, Scene 4. Blue wakes groggily in her she-shed, tucked in a rocking chair with her great-great-grandmother's blanket thrown over her lap. She stretches as though she's waking from a nap. The sun is shining and birds are chirping outside. Blue lifts the corner of the blanket draped over her, afraid of what she'll find underneath. She takes one look at her swollen belly and screams, breaking into a fit of hysterical tears. Byone enters, pulling off a pair of soiled garden gloves.
What is it? Talk to me, sweet.
I thought you were.
Are you having contractions?
No.
Why did you scream and scare me half to death?
I'm sorry. Spider.
Well, it's a good thing you aren't in labor, because as hard as she's in there working, your mama would never forgive you.
My mother? She's here?
She's setting up for the baby shower.
Blythe sweeps in with a cup of potion in one hand.
Oh, what's the commotion?
Mommy!
Blue sweeps her mother up in a bone-crushing hug.
Baby! Bad dream? You're all clammy, darling. You were sleeping so nice and deep, I didn't want to wake you. But since you are up now, you can close your eyes.
I don't want to take them off you.
Close them anyway. Are they closed?
Yes.
Bring them in, Mother!
Grant, is that you?
Bellamy enters with her arms laden. She sets her burden in Blue's lap.
Well, who else would it be? The Wicked Witch of the West? You may open your eyes.
Blue bursts into tears and wraps her arms around her grandmother and her mother.
You haven't unwrapped it yet, dear.
I'm so grateful for you. Thank you for being mine.
What's come over you?
Just love and a little forgiveness.
Why? What did you do?
Open what they brought for you, Cher.
Blue opens her gifts and reveals 3 thick blessing blankets.
They're beautiful.
Grand and I made them special by hand.
I have to tell you something.
What, baby?
I'm having a boy.
Yes. And
3 blankets? I don't have a baby to put them in.
What are you talking about, sweets?
Byone, I'm a witch. We are witches. Grand is the witch, actually. I come from witches, and I am also a powerful witch.
I know.
You do?
You told me a long time ago.
I did?
Besides, I got eyes, Cher. Every time you get mad, the lights flicker. And when you're stressed, all the books rearrange themselves on the shelves. I ain't no fool.
What about Belinda's curse?
That's just an old wives' tale.
Oh? What about the baby?
The babies are just fine. It's you I'm concerned about.
What else you want to fret about? Get it out your system.
My gown?
oh, it was the talk of the Met.
Wow. It was ruined.
Yes, but for once, you asked us for a little support.
I did?
Grand and I were so glad you finally called. Indeed, you are a powerful woman, my baby. But no one can have it all without help.
So, like it or not, your mother and I are moving in with you until the babies are at least 2 weeks old.
What do you mean?
Trust me, you'll need the rest.
Not that. Why y'all keep saying babies?
Child, you're having triplets.
Sloan, Harbor, and Daniel.
3? 1, 2, 3?
Now, isn't that just the cost of magic?
The end. Once in a Blue Moon. Written by Mallory Raven Ellen Backstrom. Directed by Regina Victor. Produced by Sideshow Theater. Edited by Kyle Edward Niemer. Featuring Jyreika Guest as Blue Moon, Wardell Julius Clark as Bayonne Duvalier, Risha Tenae as Blithe Moon, Regina Victor as Belinda Moon, and Shariba Rivers as Grand Moon. Narrated by Mallory Raven Ellen Backstrom.